In this video, very quickly, I'm going to be talking about the best beginner lenses for Canon, from the 50mm 1.8 to the 10 to 18mm f4.5 through 5.6. So up first, we have the 50mm 1.8 STM image stabilization. That was a mouthful. So this lens is actually pretty great. There's the specs. It's 1.8, so it can be really great in a low light. I don't recommend shooting at 1.8 all the time because it's not sharpest there. Anything 2.8 and above looks really, really good. So keep in mind this is a prime lens. You will not be zooming with this. So if that's a deal breaker for you, this lens is not for you. You have to zoom yourself. You move in, you move out. This is actually, like I said, really great for low light and video because it has the STM motor, so that means fast focusing and quiet. So it's a pretty small size, so there's no excuse for you not to bring it out because it's too big and bulky. It's pretty sharp, so you can get portraits with this if you're at a family event. You don't want to carry around a big camera. That can kind of intimidate people. So yeah, this is also known as the Nifty 50. Here you can see it actually has a metal mount, which really surprised me. I didn't think it was going to. Most lenses in this price range don't have them. The first generation of the Nifty 50 sure didn't, so this is very cool to see. The switches actually weren't bad. They're very nice. They're still plastic, but they slide nice and they don't feel like they're going to fall off. So overall build quality, I was impressed with after the first generation. So here you can see just a little wrap up of the form. So up next we have the EFS 10 to 18mm f4.5 through 5.6 image stabilization with STM. So this lens is also fairly sharp if you're stopped up a little bit. It's also really, really wide. I didn't think 10 was going to be that wide until I put it on my camera. Went to 10mm, and I was blown away by how wide it was. It also is somewhat small. It's not as small as the Nifty 50 or the pancake lenses. It's about the same size as a kit lens you would have, like the 18 to 55. It's got the STM motor, so that means fast and quiet focusing. So for video, this lens is pretty great. Vlogging, it's really great. This is what Casey Neistat uses for vlogs, and me too, because it's wide. You don't have to hold the camera that far away from yourself, and it's quiet, so it can focus, and you don't even hear it. There are a couple cons to this. There's not a whole lot of range from 10 to 18. That's 8mm. So for some people, that's okay. Like me, it's fine. But for others that want to narrow down their lenses and just have a couple, this probably isn't for them because it doesn't go and it doesn't have much range. So this lens might surprise you that I have it on this list if you're already a photographer. The reason I have it on here is because it's so creative. With the things like the Nifty 50, yeah, it's really sharp, but it's cliche, like all the other Instagram pictures you see. This lens right here will let your passionate photography side come out and show its creativity. So another con to it would be that it's got a slow aperture at f4.5 through 5.6. Now I know it's relatively cheap, it's about $279, but still I think Canon could have at least given us a little more with this. The switches also don't feel as good as the Nifty 50, and it's pretty much an all plastic build. Here you can see the front element. It's got a 67mm ring size, so if you want to put a filter on it, that's it. It's got a plastic mount, like I said, so not that great, but you just have to know that going into it. Now this lens I do not recommend. Everyone seems to get it, and they think, okay, I'm going to get some cool sport shots with this, and well, while you can, it's not that easy. The thing is the aperture and image stabilization are not there. So this has an aperture starting at f4.5 through 5.6, just like the STM, or just like the 10 to 18. Well, the 10 to 18, that's okay because most of the wide-angle shots you're doing, you either have a tripod if you're shooting at night, or you're shooting things in the daytime with good lighting. With the 75 to 300, you're probably shooting sports or something far away. Well, a lot of sports are indoors, bad lighting, or a lot of sports are at night, no lighting. And having a 4.5 through 5.6 is no good at that time of day or that indoor lighting. So definitely an f2.8 or even f4 could work, but this changes when you zoom in and it goes to 5.6, which does not look good. You get lots of noise because then you have to bump up your ISO, and it just doesn't really work like that. So a pro about it would be that it has a nice range from 75 to 300. I like the range, it's pretty good. Another pro for me for the price of $199 is the build. It's cheap, but for the price, it's cheap. So I think the build passes by my standards. So like I said, it's got the slow aperture, but it's also got a slow focus. And that can really help during sports because things happen quickly, you need fast focusing. This isn't for you. It does have a metal mount, which I was surprised about. And yeah, it's cool, but it's still not that great of build, not that great of really anything. The switch on this feels pretty bad. It's worse than the 10 to 18, and it feels like it could fall off and you wouldn't have a switch. So I would say avoid this lens. Everyone seems to get it and think that they're going to take really good photos with it when they get a camera, and then it seems like they use it for a while, and as they get more experience, they decide, you know what, this isn't really going to work out for me, I don't like this. So anyways, guys, I'm thinking about doing a review of all these lenses. Comment and let me know what you think if you'd like to see that, and thanks for watching.